What's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be bringing you guys the mission guide for tier 2 of the Black Mous Faction. This is obviously unlocked once you have completed tier 1, and it is a little bit more on the difficult end. Before we dive into it, if you guys do enjoy this content anytime or find this video helpful in any way, make sure to show your support for the channel by going down below and smash that like button. So we'll throw an easy goal of 50 likes on today's video, as well as if you'd like to find your way back to the channel for more Call of Duty content, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so we don't miss you in future videos. All right, so first up, we have On Rails. This one's going to be a one-parter, and if the name of it doesn't tell you everything, I don't know what does, but it's going to require you to kill 28 enemies while on the train. So essentially, you guys know there's a train that goes around the map. You're going to want to jump on this at any time that you have available. You're just going to want to stay on this as long as possible, eliminating the AI along the way. Once you've eliminated 28, this part will be complete. Next up, we have custom hardware, and this one is going to be a little bit more of a pain as there is some RNG factored in here, and it is a three-parter. Part 1 is going to require you to deliver one GPU to the dumpster dead drop near the railroad north of the cemetery. So once you guys are able to find a GPU, there is no real location to find this easier. I was able to find one in a CPU or a computer, and I also found one on a shelf. They are extremely rare. They have a value of 16k, just to kind of give you an idea of how rare they are. But once you find one, you are absolutely going to want to make a beeline to the dead drop, which obviously I will show you guys on the map as well. Part 2 is also going to be a little bit more of a pain. It's going to require you to deliver 4 game consoles to the exact same dead drop. Now, it doesn't have to be the cemetery per se, or at least I didn't find that. I ended up going to the cemetery because it was a well-known spot for me, and I felt like it was easy to get to. But anytime you pick up a game console, you're directly going to want to take it there because you're not going to want to lose them. They're very rare. There was some matches where I wasn't able to find any. There were a couple matches where I was able to find a few. Some cases I actually lost them. So once you guys do find a game console, they're going to be in lockers, they're going to be all over the place, and they're going to be rare. You're going to want to take them to the dead drop as soon as possible. You guys can do this in multiple different matches. Just remember to take it to the exact same dead drop that you take your first one to. Now, the third and final part for this one is going to be to extract with 20 hard drives. This isn't unfamiliar, as you guys have had to do something with hard drives in the past. However, if you guys are looking for a good spot to do this, you're going to want to go to the police station in Al Mazrah City. There's a computer lab in there, and it obviously has tons of computers. You guys will be able to get quite a few hard drives there, or at least I was able to, alongside the partner or lawyer firm that's down the street. That place has a lot of computers as well. Once you rack up 20 hard drives, doesn't have to be in a single match, could be multiple matches. You're going to want to extract with those safely, and then you'll get this guy completed. Next up, we have Down and Out. This one is a little bit more straightforward, as it does involve a contract. So part 1 is to acquire a raid weapon stash contract. If you guys open your TAC map and are looking at the contract phones, you're going to be looking for the one with the little weapon safe on it. You're obviously going to want to ping that, go to that location, activate it, which is going to have you going to a stronghold, basically take all the enemies out there, hit the safe. Once the safe is kind of completed, you're going to pull the stuff out and you will have this contract complete. Now, part 2 of this will be a little bit challenging. You can complete it alongside part 1 as long as you're able to do this successfully. It's going to require you to complete a raid weapon stash contract without any teammates being down. So whether or not you're going solo, you don't want to go down, or if you're playing with other players, no one can go down while you are clearing this. This can be a little bit frustrating, but I think with enough teamwork, you guys won't have too much issues with it. Just make sure you guys go in there with a squad. You'll be able to do this in no time. Next up, we have Silent Killer. This is going to be a 2-parter, and it's going to take a little bit of time. Part 1 is asking you to kill 4 eliminate HVT contract targets using suppressed weapons. Now, essentially, you do not have to pick up the contracts, which if you open your TAC map, are going to be the contract phones with the little crosshair on them. You don't necessarily have to pick those up in order to do these. However, it is pretty hard to find the targets without actually activating the contract, so it's definitely easier to activate those. Go eliminate the main guy with the suppressed weapon, and you guys will get part 1 done. Now, part 2 is a little bit easier, as you won't be taking out any specific targets, but you will need to kill 20 enemies using suppressed weapons. So you'll just go around finding any AI you can. As long as you have a suppressor on your weapon, you will obviously get your progress and get this guy completed. Next up, we have Weapons Case. This guy is going to be a 3-parter, a little bit more on the challenging end as well. Part 1 is going to ask you to complete 3 secure intel contracts. Now, these contracts on the little phone, if you bring up your TAC map, are going to have the little file with the question mark on it. You're going to ping those guys, you're going to go to them, and you're going to have to complete 3 of these in order for part 1 to be finished. The second part, which as long as you're doing part 1, will kind of go and coincide with it. It's going to be to kill 3 commanders. Now, commanders can be one of 2 things, at least from my experience. It's going to be either the Juggernaut or the commander that comes in with the helicopter. Eliminating either of these guys is going to count towards your contract. Once you've completed this 3 times, part 2 will be completed. Now, the last and final part can be a bit tricky. It's going to be asking you to extract with one weapons case. If you guys aren't sure how to get a weapons case or how they pop up on the map, once you've actually completed a secure intel contract and you eliminate a Juggernaut, the Juggernaut is actually the ones who drop the weapons case. You will then need to extract with the weapons case successfully. This can be a bit tricky though, because not only is the weapon case on the map, once you pick it up, you're going to be pinged on the map showing that you have the weapons case, so there could be a ton of players kind of going after you. I was able to pull it off solo, but I definitely recommend picking up a squad for this one. Next up, we have a pretty tedious one. This one is going to be called Based. It is a 3-parter. Part 1 is asking you to deliver 15 screwdrivers to the dumpster dead drop at the junkyard in the village southeast of Al Sharim Pass. Of course, I'm going to show you guys where this is on the map, but you guys are going to, of course, have to go around and collect screwdrivers. I find that these are best found in toolboxes. There's not really any area of the map that I found that was better than others, but anywhere that has garages or things like that, it might increase your odds of finding those toolboxes. Part 2 is going to go along with part 1. You're going to be delivering 20 light bulbs to the same junkyard dead drop as you are the screwdrivers. These light bulbs can be found on shelves, in buildings, kind of anywhere that you would find toolboxes. You should be able to find light bulbs in the general area as well. Just a little bit of RNG factored in there. And the last and final part is going to require you to deliver 5 electric drills, also to that same junkyard. This one is a little bit more of a pain. I was having a hard time finding these drills. Good thing they only have you looking for 5 of them, and then you're obviously going to be able to complete this mission. Now, the last and final mission is going to be Espionage. You're going to have completed 5 of the previous ones we just covered in order to unlock this one. You won't have to complete all 6 though, so if you want to skip that one we just went over with the dead drop in the junkyard, you're more than welcome to do that. It won't keep you from going to tier 3. The first part is asking you to enter the Satik Poppy Farmer house and loot the target's laptop. Now, I'm going to, of course, share with you guys the location of where the Poppy Farmer's house is. The only hard part here is actually having the key in order to do this. I was very fortunate to have found the key. I was able to do this pretty much at the time that I had this challenge unlocked. However, if you guys are having a hard time getting the Poppy Farmer key, if you go to one of the White Lotus contracts, it actually has this as a reward. So you guys complete that one and it will actually give you the Poppy Farmer key that you need, and then you'll be able to actually open up that and loot the target's laptop. Part 2 is a little bit easier, of course, because once you're inside, you're going to take the laptop, deliver it to the dumpster dead drop near the train tracks, the same place that you went earlier for the GPU challenge. You're definitely going to go right back there and deliver the laptop. Now, part 3 is going to have you plant the hacked laptop back in the Poppy Farmer's house where it was taken from. So essentially, once you actually drop it in the dead drop, you're going to make sure you pull it back out. And you're going to have to travel all the way back to that Poppy Farmer's house, and you will want to place it at the exact same place you took it. If you have the same issue that I did, all I had was a little black dot there, so I kept trying to drop it on the location and hope that it activated. You actually do have to interact with it, but on the controller, it seemed like it was bugged. So you're going to want to interact with that, place that back on the ground, and you will have completed Espionage, the final mission in Black Moss Tier 2. Now, that's all of the missions for Black Moss Tier 2. Hopefully, this helps you guys on your journey in completing it. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support on the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.